In today's video, we will explore what alcohols are, as well as their main properties and common uses in real-life applications. Like alkanes and alkenes, alcohols belong to a group of compounds known as a homologous series. A homologous series is simply a family of organic compounds that all share the same general formula and functional group and display a gradual change in physical properties as the molecules increase in size. Alcohols look structurally very similar to alkanes, but with one very important difference. They contain an OH group, known as the hydroxyl group. This hydroxyl group takes the place of one of the hydrogen atoms found in alkanes. The presence of this functional group gives alcohols their distinct properties. Naming alcohols also follows a consistent pattern. We use the base name of the alkane, but replace the final letter, E, with OL. For example, if we start with ethane, by replacing one hydrogen with a hydroxyl group, we get ethanol. For examination purposes, it is important to be familiar with the first four alcohols in the series. These are methanol, ethanol, propanol, and butanol. Each of these alcohols consists of a hydrocarbon chain with one hydroxyl group attached, and they're the most commonly encountered in both academic questions and industrial applications. The general formula for alcohols is CnH2n plus 1OH, which reflects their structure, a chain of carbon and hydrogen atoms ending with an OH group. When writing out the molecular formula of an alcohol, the OH group is always placed at the end, highlighting its role as the functional group. Next, let's take a look at the properties of alcohols. Like all members of a homologous series, the properties of alcohols change slightly as we go further along the chain. However, for the first four alcohols, the properties remain fairly consistent. These alcohols are flammable, meaning they can burn in the presence of oxygen. They are also soluble in water, and they can be oxidized to form other organic compounds such as carboxylic acids. Let's first talk about their flammability. Alcohols can undergo complete combustion, where they react with oxygen in the air to form carbon dioxide and water. For example, if we take ethanol and react it with oxygen, the products will be carbon dioxide and water. The word equation for this is ethanol plus oxygen forms carbon dioxide and water. Once the equation is written, we simply balance it like any other chemical reaction to ensure the same number of atoms are on each side. Another important property of alcohols is that they are soluble in water. This means they can dissolve in water to form a homogeneous solution. Since alcohols are neither strongly acidic nor strongly alkaline, the solutions they form are usually neutral, with a pH of around 7. Alcohols can also be oxidized, which means they can react with oxygen to form carboxylic acids. For example, ethanol can be oxidized by adding an oxygen atom, and the result is ethanoic acid, which is a type of carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acids contain a different functional group, written as COH, and they have their own distinct set of properties and reactions, which are covered in a separate topic. Now, let's quickly cover some common uses of alcohols. One major use is as fuels. Because alcohols are flammable and release a lot of energy when burned, they are often used in spirit burners and as biofuels in various settings. For instance, in school labs, you may have used a spirit burner filled with ethanol to heat substances during experiments. Another important use is as solvents. In industry, alcohols are often used instead of water to dissolve substances. This is because alcohols can dissolve certain compounds that water cannot, especially nonpolar substances such as hydrocarbons, fats, and oils. This makes them especially useful in the production of cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and cleaning products. In conclusion, alcohols are a homologous series of organic compounds that contain a hydroxyl functional group. They are flammable, soluble, and can be oxidized to form carboxylic acids. They are commonly used as fuels and as solvents due to their chemical properties. Understanding alcohols not only helps in your exams, but also gives insight into many everyday products and industrial processes. That's everything for today's video. I hope you found it useful and informative. Thanks for watching.